Are we going live? Okay, we live now. Okay, one more thing I gotta do here. Okay, here we go. Okay, y'all, I'm having a first right now. Y'all don't realize this, but I'm actually experiencing a first at the moment. This is my first time going live from Facebook, my personal Facebook page, my professional Us Three Productions Facebook page, Instagram, YouTube Live, never did that before, and TikTok all at one time, y'all. I don't even know where to look. There's so much going on in front of me right now, so many different cameras that I can make eye contact with, but I'm just gonna pretend there's just a whole bunch of you guys. Well, I guess technically there kind of is, but y'all get what I'm saying. I'm just gonna look at all of y'all, okay? Thank you guys for tuning in. Oh my gosh, I've been trying to go live for like the last 30 minutes. I was struggling. So thank you, all of you guys who are subscribed to my text messages, who have been waiting patiently for me to do this live, because I said I was going to go live at 11:30 Eastern time, and it's a little bit past that. So I am. Oh, one second, guys. I'm so glad to be here. I have way too many devices going at once, but I got to make sure that my watch is working, so that there's an emergency that I can't see while I'm on live, then I can do that. So what's up, Bonnie? Hey, y'all. Okay, so I'm here to talk to you guys about the Nine Lives World Tour, where we're at with it right now so far. Say my special thanks to everyone who's been a part of it so far. Introduce you guys to these lovely ladies here in the background that you see, and just tell you all about the show. So, you know what? I'm just going to start from scratch for people who have never even heard of Nine Lives. We're going to start there, okay? So, as y'all are coming in, tell me where you're tuning in from. Let me make sure that all of my stuff is connected correctly. Okay, so tell me where you are tuning in from. Let me see if I can see the comments up here on. So I'm using Restream now. Let me pull up the chat so I can see the comments. Okay, I'm gonna do that. There we go. I want to respond to you guys too as you come in if you have any questions about the show or anything. Okay, so as you can see, the topic of this is Nine Lives Raleigh, because that's where I'm at right now in Raleigh, North Carolina, on this world tour of Nine Lives. So if you guys have never heard of Nine Lives before, oh, thank you so much. Daily reminder that I am loved. Thank you. I appreciate that. If you guys have never heard of Nine Lives before, let me tell you about it, okay? So Nine Lives is a one-woman show in which I share my own personal testimony of my triumphs, healing from depression, suicidal ideation. I've overcome homelessness, domestic violence, human trafficking, divorce, you name it. I've been through a lot of traumatic experiences in my life. So with the help of these lovely ladies that you see here in the background, which are all played by me, I have been traveling the world. I've done this show more than 20 times at this point. I think when it hits 20, I usually stop counting then, because then I start to feel old. So I'm just going to say more than 20 times I have done this particular show in various requested cities. But right now we are on a world tour in which we have lined up 9 cities. And this is such a huge faith walk. For those of you who have not been following me yet and don't know this, let me just tell you, this is a huge faith walk on my part and the part of my team who believes in what I'm doing right now and is along for the journey. So when I say faith walk, I mean, basically God gave me the cities and the dates, and that's it. And from there, I just am going for it. Like, I went ahead and started doing the action and doing what it takes and putting my faith to work, because faith without works is dead, as we know, right? So I started putting my faith to work and just taking the steps forward to start to line up what do we need to do in each of these cities. We need locations. We need, all the details to set up this whole show, this whole experience for people to experience live in person. And then, I had to find a place for us to stay when we got there. I had to figure out, how we're going to get there, the travel, the accommodations for all of the cast and team, all of those things. So all of those things are just like coming together as we go. So when I say faith walk, I literally mean, if you can imagine, an invisible staircase in which I am not seeing it, but I'm knowing that God wants me to go in that direction. And so I'm taking the steps forward and doing the moves, knowing that He's going to just make a way as we go. And so that is completely insane in itself, because first of all, most of our shows, we have about 2 weeks to prepare for them. When we come into a city, we have about 2 weeks to sell out a whole show, set it all up, make it what it's going to be, and make it amazing. And most people do this like a year ahead of time. Most people, when they're doing events, they're planning up to a year ahead of time to make an event as extravagant as what we're doing. So we do everything in excellence. That is my motto. Everything that's done for God should be done in excellence. So not perfect, not perfection. There's a big difference there because we're not perfect beings, but in excellence is how I do things. So things got to start on time. Things got to work out late. We make sure you're getting more than your money's worth when it comes to this show. So that being said, it's like sometimes we'll get to the city and we only have 2 weeks to make that happen, which means I am constantly having to promote, constantly having to talk to people and meet up with people and go to all the places, especially in cities where I've never been, which Raleigh is one of them. I'm here in Raleigh, North Carolina now. I've never been here before. But so far, I just got here on Friday. Let's see, today is Tuesday. So I've been here through the weekend and everyone has been just so welcoming and loving and supporting. And as soon as I tell, a group of, let's say 5 people standing there and I'm talking to this whole group about what we're trying to do or what we are doing, we're not trying to do nothing. We're doing it, right? So I'm talking to them about what we're doing. And then they in turn are like, I know somebody you can connect with, or I know somewhere you can go to promote this. And so out of those 5 people, it's expanding to 10 people and then 20 people. And then it just keeps expanding from there. And so that's how I'm going into the cities a week ahead of time, at least a week ahead of time, sometimes 2. But I think usually that first week is on virtual, lining up ahead of time before I even go there, trying to get online, find where we're going to stay and all of those different things. And then once we get there, then at that point, it's a matter of boots on the ground. We make it happen, right? So at the end of the day, at the end of the day, I just want to make sure I wasn't missing an important question pertaining to the show. So it's a huge faith walk because I'm going into uncharted territory, and we all know as human beings how uncomfortable that can be when God calls us to do something that we're like, what? That's kind of crazy. So yeah, but that's what we're doing right now, and so I'm living it out online as well. So you guys that are following online can see what's going on behind the scenes, what's happening with this show. Like the show does not just start the day of the actual show. The show has been happening, from January to June that's the last day. Yeah, June 28th is our last show for this particular tour. That's not to say you won't see 9 Lives again. It's just that this is from January to June is a whole world tour, and the show is taking place constantly online. Everyone is anticipating us coming to their cities. I'm nervous about coming to some of the cities, but at the end of the day, we could not do it without you guys helping, those of you who are following online, those of you who have subscribed and connected with me, and just helping us spread the word, because I'm only one person, but together we can make a huge difference in the world. And this show is all about healing from trauma. We have all experienced some trauma. I ran into a lady at the nail shop the other day. Yes, I went to get nails done, and even then, I am promoting. I'm always promoting. I never stop. So I'm in the nail salon, and of course, I'm talking to a big group of ladies all getting their nails done at that time. And so this lady's like, you know what? I've been really blessed that I haven't experienced any trauma at all in my life. I'm like, well, have you ever stubbed your toe on a Lego? Like, my point is that trauma is often misconstrued. When we think about trauma, we think about just the worst thing that you can think comes to your mind. And sometimes it's not that. Sometimes trauma can be an experience that you had that caused you to move differently. Because I guarantee you, if you step on a Lego, you will make sure your kids pick up their Legos from then on, because that hurts. Okay, so anything that causes you pain, that causes you a negative experience or emotion can be considered trauma, no matter how big or small it may be. There's no scale of trauma levels here, guys. There's no way to compare one trauma to the next. It's how it affects and causes you to experience it. That's what matters. So thank you guys for the love and the roses. Appreciate y'all. Thank you for the heartening. Appreciate it. So that's what matters. That's what makes it trauma. That's what makes it traumatic. If it's traumatic for you, if it caused you to move or think differently or see things differently, someone breaking your trust, someone breaking your heart, all of these things, okay, guys? I meant to get my water, but that's okay. We're going to make it through this. I know I talk really fast, but I got a lot of information to share with you guys. But yes, all of these things can be considered trauma. And actually, if you guys are alive watching this right now, if you're over the age of 5, which I'm assuming most of the people watching me are, you have been through a traumatic experience. You guys, we just experienced an entire pandemic. That is one of those once in a lifetime traumatic experiences. And I know that some people weren't as affected as others because some people lost loved ones, some people got COVID themselves, and had near-death experiences. Like, there's so many things tied into that. But if you were alive on this earth during that time, you had to have been thinking like a little nervous, like, okay, what's going to happen next? That was trauma. That was a traumatic experience for all of us in whichever way we handled it. So we have all been through trauma, which means we all have some healing to do. And listen, it's a whole lot of y'all running around dating folks, getting married, and doing stuff you got no business doing because you have not healed. So I'm telling you, you need to be at this show, okay? I say all this to say that this show is not, no one is exempt to this show. A lot of people look at it and think, oh, it's about healing from trauma. I don't really need that. I'm good. That is not the case. Just because you may not have been through some of the things that I have been through, that I share in my own testimony, does not mean you don't have your own testimony. So we all have a testimony to share. For as long as we're alive, we're going to continue to grow and heal and experience life as we know it, right? And so life can be life, and sometimes life is not always peaches and cream and exciting rainbows and unicorns. We make the most of it if we're positive people. That's what we do. But sometimes things happen that we do not like. Like last night, for example. I'm going to address this. I'm going to address the elephant in the room because a lot of you guys are texting me asking, am I okay and everything? Because I sent out that message earlier. If you're not subscribed to my text, go ahead and text me 770-626-5075. That's 770-626-5075. Made a song about it, like to hear it. Here it goes. Okay, 770-626-5075. Okay, y'all, text and subscribe so you can stay in the loop. But I sent out a text message earlier to let everybody know, hey, y'all, I'm just glad to be alive today. Like, sometimes I just gotta let it be known. And I did let everybody know that I almost flipped my car last night. That was a very close call. Like, I literally ran up on I don't know if you call it an embankment or something, like the big concrete thing in the middle that just came out of nowhere. And this is why I don't like driving at nighttime anyway. But I ran up on one of those middle parts that they have here in Raleigh. This is another thing when you're traveling to different cities. You never know what the streets are going to do. Everybody makes up their own rules and they create stuff, and it just doesn't make any sense in different cities. And so like, I was driving at nighttime last night and my car went up on one of those things and literally like tilted over this way and then went back down. And I'm like, whoa, like I was pretty shaken up, but I am okay. So thank you guys all who have reached out to make sure that I'm good. I really appreciate that. It's so nice to know that you're loved in this world. So make sure y'all come to my funeral and make it a beautiful occasion, okay? All right, I'm just saying for future reference. It's gonna be a while though. I got some things to do here on this earth, okay? So God just reminded me last night that I am still here for a reason. So I sent out that text to let everybody know, like, hey, if you woke up this morning, if you're still alive, make the most of it. Make the most of your time, because tomorrow is not promised to any of us. Listen, any one of us could be gone in just a split second. And it doesn't matter, even if you're not even a risk taker. Like, it's a lot of people walking around not taking risks, not following their dreams, not doing the things because they're so afraid, like, of what's going to happen. You don't have to take risks to leave this earth. Like, literally a whole comet could drop on my head right now at any second. And that's just, I didn't even step outside. Like, so I say, take the risk, face the dangers, be brave, be bold, make the most of your life, whatever time you get, because when it's time for us to go, we gonna go. But until then, we gonna live our best life, and we're gonna spread love and laughter and shining light to everybody everywhere we go. Okay, so that's what it's all about, and that's what I just took the time this morning just to remind everybody, because when you have experiences like that, when it's really close calls, thankfully my car is just got a little scratch on the front, and the little bottom bumper light thing is gone now, but that's material stuff. We'll deal with that later. Nothing we can't fix, right? So, but I'm just, glad to be alive. So at the end of the day, that could have been a lot worse. And when you have moments like that in life, it really makes you even more grateful. It really makes you even more realize, like, whew, that could have been bad, but it wasn't. And here I am, still here to share my testimony. So now I can add that little experience to my list of testimonies that I have to share. So That being said, let me get back to those testimonies and tell y'all more about Nine Lives. So let me tell you guys where the tour is coming to. First of all, if you have seen this flyer anywhere, that's us. Okay, we branding like crazy right now. See that burning fire in the background? Y'all been seeing that everywhere lately. Amen, somebody. Okay, we are branding like crazy right now. Y'all, if you have not heard about Nine Lives, I don't know where you've been at, what kind of rock you've been living up under. But let me tell you, honey, Nine Lives is taking over. We are spreading this message worldwide. It is a message of healing. It is a message of breaking generational curses. We all got something to work on within our families. A lot of the stuff is passed down our bloodlines, y'all. We ain't even been through nothing ourselves, but it's because our ancestors done went through something that done passed it down to us, and now we dealing with the repercussions. Okay, we got to heal. All right, that's what it's all about. That's what this show is all about. So let me tell you guys the cities that we're coming to. So if you're in one of these cities, even near one of these cities, because guys, people are coming from far and wide to see this show. I'm trying to tell you, I've been trying to post all the interviews and the reactions and responses to the show as much as I possibly can. But it's so many of them, y'all, and I don't have time to edit as much as I want. And even my team, like, is overwhelmed. We're growing, but it's like the more people we get on the team, the more work there is to do, and the more everything just gets bigger and bigger. So it's kind of crazy. But we're trying to keep up. But yeah, more interviews to come. So if you haven't seen your interview posted, but you came to a show and you did an interview, don't worry, it's coming. We'll get it up as soon as we can. Norman, can you stop that? It's getting on my nerves. Okay, the dryer, just stop it for now. I'll put it back on when we stop. Okay, so the cities that I'm going to list to you guys are the cities that we have yet to come to. Now, we've already been to Orlando and Birmingham. So I want to shout out everybody in Orlando and Birmingham. You guys were awesome. I'm loving the testimonies. I'm still sorting through them, trying to get them posted. But I just want to say thank you to everybody who came to the Orlando and Birmingham shows, all of the people who did interviews with us ahead of time, all of the venues, EDU Warehouse in Birmingham. Thank you guys. Like, all of the venues even are working with us on the price and the setup and the time constraints and all the different stuff. Like, everywhere we've gone, people are working with us because they're catching the vision. They're seeing how important it is. It's resonating with them because everyone can relate. It's just that not everyone wants to talk about these things. That's the problem. But everyone can relate in some shape, form, or fashion, because we've all been through something. So I just want to say thank you to those folks. The Candlewood Suites in Orlando. Thank you guys. Like, everywhere we go, people are just catching on to this cause and working with us. So I can't thank you guys enough. So shout out to everyone in Orlando and Birmingham. Now we are in Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm here right now. It feels like a week so far, but it's only been since Friday. But it has been an amazing experience so far. I really feel like Raleigh is going to be that sold out show. Now, I don't mean to like put cities against each other now, but I'm just saying, Raleigh about to show out on all of y'all. So if you're in one of these cities, I would need y'all to get it together, because we're coming to Washington. We're coming to Houston. We're coming to Bowling Green, Kentucky. We're coming to Boston. We're coming to Atlanta. Oh my gosh, listen. Atlanta's home base for me. So I really need Atlanta to show out. Where are my Atlanta people at? Like, if y'all don't pack out the house more than all the other cities, I'm going to be very disappointed. And I might not bring a show to y'all anymore. No, I wouldn't do that. Like, I wouldn't do y'all like that. But for real, like, I need Atlanta to show out because that's home. Okay. So, and I know most of my people there have seen it because I did it so many times. But listen, this show is different every single time. I can't tell you how many people come back to this show to experience again. People will drive and fly from far and wide to be a part of this show, even before it gets to their city, because they can't even wait for it to get to their city. We had people come to see it in Atlanta. When we did Atlanta, those people were from Birmingham. We had people come up from Orlando. And that's one of the reasons that we chose Orlando and Birmingham to start off, because people were coming from there to Atlanta to see this show. So we're like, why not just take it to them? So Orlando and Birmingham definitely came through, but they have drove like to all kinds of places. My girl Sunshine drives all the way. She drove from Washington all the way to Orlando. This time she's driving from Washington to Raleigh, North Carolina. My girl Sky coming from Boston. She flew in from Boston to Orlando. Listen, people are coming from far and wide. We had people at the Birmingham show that they were still sitting there when the show was switching over. Birmingham was the only city that we have 2 shows back to back. Every other show in every other city is just one show. So we're not doing no back to back again. Now, if God tells me differently, I will gracefully bow down on this that I am speaking right now. But that's because I'm obedient. But I don't want to do 2 shows back to back because that was exhausting, and so I really don't want to do that. But Birmingham, we did have 2 shows back to back, and so there was people that were in the first show, and we're switching over to get ready for the second show, and I'm like, what the people still doing sitting there? And they told me like they want to see the show again. I'm like, really? Oh, my heartstrings. Okay. Because that is such a huge compliment when somebody's sitting in your show and then they don't want to leave after the show and they're like, we really want to see it again. What the heck? Like, that is amazing to me. That was such a huge compliment. They didn't have to say nothing. They just had to sit right there. And I was like, yes, you can. 2 for 1 special. Absolutely. Let them go ahead and have their VIP seats and sit right there because that was so huge to me. So when I tell you this show is different every single time, it is always, listen, the best word I can use is miracle. There are always miracles taking place at this show because people's lives are being changed. Like you got people coming in who are seriously at the end of their rope. They have gone through everything they think they can go through. They've experienced 9 lives. They've experienced death and trauma and all of these things. And they're feeling like giving up. And then they come into this show and now they're inspired to see like, dang, if she can go through all that and God brought her through and now she's living her best life. And because of these experiences, she's able to do what she's doing. Well, maybe I can make it through too. And that's what it's all about for me. Like the testimonies that I hear after the shows are what keeps me going and what keeps me driving. Because I'll tell you what, I be exhausted, y'all. I be like, after a show, I'll be like, I don't know if I can do this again. And then I'll look at this list right here. I'm going to read to y'all. And I'll be like, man, we got to make it till June. We only 2 shows in. Like after the first show, I literally was like, this only the first show? Like we still got 8 shows to go. How am I going to do this? Like that's the thing about this show. And this is why I go live and tell y'all behind the scenes so often, like from my perspective, what's happening, because I do not feel like I can do this. I literally cannot do this on my own strength. It is because of God and the fact that this is a calling on my life and I'm walking in it and being obedient that I'm able to do this. Because when I do get tired and when I do get weak, then God always sends people to remind me why it's so important. I always hear a testimony that says, this is why I can't give up. This is why it's so important. Like people's lives are depending on your testimony. So you have to show up. And I don't know who I'm talking to, but whatever that means for you, show up all the time. Show up on your live, show up on posting on your story, show up for your neighbors, show up at the grocery store, show up all the time and keep a smile on your face no matter what's going on, because you never know who you are blessing, who you are inspiring. Like just always show up. That's the first step. And then let God take it from there. Okay. So that's what I do. Like when it comes to this show, all of these cities that I'm looking ahead and it makes my anxiety like crazy because I'm like, that's a whole lot of shows to plan in a short amount of time. That's a whole lot of times that I have to show up. But at the end of the day, I recognize and I understand that when I do show up, I'm expecting, first of all, God done went ahead of me to every single city. God done went ahead of me. So that's the first things first. So by the time I get there and meet up with him in the spot where, like, listen, I already know he's there already. So by the time I show up, like sometimes literally I'll be driving into a city and I just feel this power and this presence. And I'm just like, ooh, God is already here. Like I just know he about to do something crazy in this city. And he does every single time. So listen, if you can't do nothing but show up, I don't care if you're tired, you crying, like y'all be crying through all this whole experience, not just on the stage. I be crying the whole time. Them is real tears, honey. Like this be exhausting, but it is so necessary for you to show up. Yes, time to go live. Yes, relentless Aaron. And listen, you don't have to show up perfect. That's another thing. Let me say, listen, I'm preaching to somebody. I'm about to get off on a tangent. I did not even mean to do this, but this is what happens sometimes when you show up. God gave you the words to say. You don't have to be ready. Don't feel like you have to be ready in order to show up. Like if you don't have enough money, if you don't have enough cameras, if you don't have the lights and the sound and everything all perfect and right, like a lot of times we fail to show up because we feel like we gotta be on point first. We gotta have all this right and perfect and all this. No, like show up in your best excellent self that you can do and that you can be, and then expect God to do the rest. Because one thing about it is something that He's called you to do. He gonna make a way for it to work out right. You just show up and start doing it. So trust and believe. If I was to wait until I had sponsors, if I was to wait until I had money, like let's talk about Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry showed up living in his van. Like they used to call him the van man, y'all. Out there where I used to feed the homeless at, they know him as the van man. He showed up. He continued to write his shows. He continued to show up and give the shows. Even when there was only 4 people in the audience, he continued to show up. And now look where he's at. Like you cannot get to that level without showing up first. And he would not be to the level that he is if he decided, oh, you know what, I'm gonna wait till I'm not homeless no more before I start showing up. Like, no, forget all that. Like you can't, you got to just show up and God will work out the rest. So I don't know who that's for, but I'm just going to go ahead and leave that right there. I'm going to get back to talk about this show, okay? Because I get so preaching sometimes. I'm trying to tell somebody. All right, like just show up and don't feel like it has to be done perfectly, because in due time, everything will fall into place. No, I do not have major sponsors for this, but guess what? I'm starting to get phone calls from some major places and some major players who are recognizing and noticing what I'm doing because I continue to show up regardless. And those people are who can really invest in this, can really make it and take it to the next level. Those are the people, like they wouldn't even see me if I didn't keep showing up as I am and with what I got. So show up with your as yourself until your team starts to build. My team is building now. My team is growing. But if I didn't show up by myself and let them know what can be done and what I'm trying to accomplish, then the team would have never caught the vision for them to start showing up and for that to start to expand. So trust me, it's a process, and sometimes some processes take longer than others. But if you are called to do something and it's a part of your destiny, then just keep showing up and recognize that it's all going to work out in your favor. If you have the right intentions in mind, don't worry about what nobody else is saying. Trust and believe the people who continue to show up, who are at, you can say, a certain level. The higher your level, the more devils you got, the more people you got hating on your stuff. You look through them people's comments, all these celebrities and stuff, they got more haters than they got people that love them half the time. But that's because they continue to show up. And guess what? You'll even bless your haters. So don't even worry about them. Like, you cannot let nothing deter you or stop you from showing up. Okay. Now back to 9 Lives. Let me tell you about these 9 Lives cities. Hey, the Atlanta lawyer. I know you're going to be there at Atlanta show, right? You're going to be at the Atlanta show. I hope so, because I really want to see you there. Matter of fact, I want you to sponsor. So, let's connect. Okay. All right. So the shows that are coming up, besides Raleigh, North Carolina, is this Saturday, February 8th, guys. The show starts at 3 p.m. Doors open at 2. Between 2 to 3 p.m., there is a pre-show. So anytime you see that our shows are at 3 p.m., always try to show up an hour early, because there is a pre-show. You have time to shop our vendors. You have some live performances going on, some musical interludes, and all of those different things going on in that pre-show. So definitely make sure you guys come early to check that out. The entertainment starts from the moment you guys get out the car. Like, we make sure we cater to each individual, especially with this particular show, because we are dealing with trauma healing for this show. We just want to make sure that everyone gets that personalized attention. So that is the reason why I continuously say that space is limited for this particular show, because you guys, it's a very intimate event. Okay, I try not to have more than 50 to 60 people at this particular event, because I want to give everyone my individual attention. Afterwards, people want to share their testimonies with me. People want to take pictures and buy books and all of those things, and I try to make sure that everyone is able to do that. Of course, VIP get first preference, because they're right there in the front and they paid us extra money for the VIP tickets. So we definitely make sure we cater to our VIP. You guys get extra gift bag materials and things in your gift bags, as well as VIP. Some of the VIP tickets include free books. So you just got to go on Eventbrite to check that out and see what all that includes. But it's definitely worth it if you want to upgrade to VIP. And the highest VIP ticket, I think, is like 2 something. And that also includes the the invitation to come back and hang out with the cast and crew after the show. So if y'all seen us, sometimes we'll have our after party and we'll have some guests come up and talk to my live and do all of that at the after party. That's because they pay for them VIP tickets. So those are there for those who really want to support the cause and donate that. I think it's $280. Don't quote me on that, but it's on Eventbrite. So go check it out. 9 Lives on Eventbrite. But the tickets range from $30 to $280. So it just depends on where your level of what you're able to do and what you're able to support. And you already know, if you subscribe to my texts and my emails, I do hook y'all up because I be looking out for my people that are subscribed. So I will often send out discount codes and sometimes even opportunities to win free tickets. Matter of fact, since we're live on all the platforms at one time for the first time, I think I'm going to go ahead and give away some free tickets by the end of this show. So I'm going to give away 2 free tickets to the city of your choice by the end of this live, which won't be too much longer because I got to go places soon. Okay. I got meeting after meeting and interview after interview. Hey, Chris. Hey, Derek. Hey, Sunshine. Is that my Sunshine? Hey, Sunshine. So anyway, just want to make sure you guys know what cities are coming up. So this Saturday, February 8th, Raleigh, North Carolina. March 8th is Atlanta, Georgia. Y'all better come through, Atlanta. All right, Atlanta is March 8th, and that's my birthday week. So you already know it's going to be a fabulous week. I need y'all come through if for nothing else for my birthday. I don't want no birthday presents. I just want your butts in the seat at my show when we do it in Atlanta, okay? Atlanta, Georgia is March 8th. April 5th is Washington, D.C. April 26th is Houston, Texas. May 10th is Nashville, Tennessee. Boston, Massachusetts is on June 7th. Am I saying that right? Massachusetts. That is a weird word, but we're going to show out in Boston as well. June 28th is Bowling Green, Kentucky. Bowling Green, Kentucky. Y'all, don't ask me why we picked some of these cities. I ain't going to lie. Some of the cities I have gone to and I've gotten there and I've said, Lord, why? Why would you send us to this city right here? What is it here that you have for us to do? But at the end of the day, I recognize that God's sending us there for a reason. So I just show up and I try not to question, but sometimes it be looking a little bit sketchy, okay? But we don't show up anyway. So yes, make sure you guys get tickets to those shows. Listen, I want to know who has subscribed. Y'all text the number in the chat. Again, I'm going live from so many different platforms right now, and this is the first time doing this. So I'm trying to look at all the chats at one time. But if you're watching, let me know what city you're tuning in from. Let me know which city is near you. Out of all the cities that I just listed, let me know what city is near you. I'm going to give you guys a chance to yeah, live is not okay. Content disclosure. Okay, what do I gotta do? I don't know what TikTok doing something weird. Can y'all still see me? Hey Derek. Can y'all still see me on TikTok? I don't know. They always doing something extra. That's why I go live on all the platforms. I don't even know what some of these platforms are doing. All right, so let me know if you're tuning in from Atlanta. If you're in Raleigh, North Carolina, let me know that you are here, okay? So I can give you opportunity to win. And I'm going to tell y'all how to win these tickets. So in the meantime, while y'all are letting me know where you're tuning in from, and hopefully my restream is working right because I just paid for the upgrade for that, so I'm going to need them to get it together. But I really hate that it seems like it's not showing me all the comments from everywhere at one time. So let me see. Okay. Hey, Kamira. Okay, so I had to pull that up to see the comments from there, but then click on chat messages, display it on the screen. That's what I did. Okay, so I see some coming in from Facebook, but I think last time I had this problem too. It's not showing me the messages from Instagram as I'm live. Let me see. I wonder if I go on it on my okay. I wonder if I go on it on here, then I can see it. Oh well. I just want to make sure I'm not missing any messages because I can't really see it on the and I'm live on YouTube too, which I don't even know if that's got any viewers because I haven't used YouTube in so long. But hey, Cora. Now I know Cora is gonna be coming down. Y'all driving from Charlotte, right? Is it Charlotte? I know it's a group of people driving down from Charlotte. It's a few of y'all. I'm so excited. That's like a 2.5 hour drive folks driving from Atlanta, that's 6.5 hours. Like people coming from all over. Yes, Charlotte. All right, awesome. So I cannot wait to meet y'all. Isn't it exciting when you can meet like people IRL? Is that how they say it these days? I feel so old when I speak Textanese. That's what I call it, Textanese. I'll be making up my own stuff. But yes, when you can meet people in real life that you have seen on social media and feel like you've known for so long. Hey, Felicia. That's an amazing feeling. That's awesome. I love that. And then to be coming to cities like I said, where I've never been, I've never done shows at. Now I've been to Orlando. I vacation there all the time. I love Orlando, but I've never done shows there before. So to know that people were literally waiting for me to come there, that people were at the show, like, I've been waiting for years for you to bring your shows here. And I'm like, really? Like, I did not know that. One of the reasons I chose Orlando as well is because when I was visiting there last, I think I was just there on vacation or something. And I'm in a hotel checking in, and like I'm funny about putting my name out there because most people, they don't recognize me when they see me in person, but if they hear my name, because it's so unique, if they hear someone say Vitel, then they're like, wait, you're Vitel? Then they realize it. So I don't ever put my name, like if I'm ordering something from Starbucks, I'll put my last name, which is a basic, web. so I don't put my actual name because I don't want people to realize who I am. I just want to like be an introvert when I'm not in entertainment mode. And so I don't put my name out there, but someone was like standing next to me at the hotel while they're checking me in, and they said my name, and they're like, wait, you're Vitel? And I'm talking about the creepy vibes just really came upon me at that moment. I was like, oh, I don't like that. Like, this is why I have self-sabotaged my fame for so long, y'all. But I'm not doing that no more. Don't worry. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm just sharing with y'all. That is something that I've always done because I don't like the idea of being famous and known and noticed. I just want to just kind of walk around like this all the time. Like I just want to blend in, okay? But someone actually recognized me in a hotel as I'm checking in, and they're like, aren't you the one who does that show with all the 7 lives or something? And I'm like, what the heck? Like, how do y'all know about 9 lives in Orlando? I had never done it. No, I had done it outside of Atlanta. I'd done it mostly in Atlanta at that time, and I had done it in Somerville. Is that North or South Carolina? I can't even remember. I think it's South Carolina. But anyway, I'd done it there before. I had done it once in Chicago. I just gotten requested to a couple places, but never in Orlando. But my point is, like, why did he know me from the show? And of course, I was like, well, it's 9 lives, not 7. But yes, that is, I think we're talking about the same thing here. And he's like, yeah, me and my wife we were gonna drive up there to see that in March. It was on this date. Like, he knew the date and everything. I'm just like, what? So that's what I say. That just goes back to my point earlier, is make sure you always show up, because you don't know who's watching and who knows you. Like, when you come on this World Wide Web, it's people all over the world that can then connect with you and know you and resonate with what you're saying. So just show up as your authentic self. Don't be trying to copy what somebody else is doing. Just show up and be you and do you, and trust and believe the right people will connect with you, the ones that resonate with you and your testimony and your story. Sometimes it's even the way that you talk, and they see themselves in you, and they're like, oh, that's the way I say that. I be making up words too. She be making up words all the time. Like, and people will see that and connect with you in that way. So you just never know who you're helping. And like I said, just always show up. So again, we're going to all these different cities. Y'all let me know where you're tuning in from. I want to give away 2 free tickets, but I need y'all interacting with me. I know some folks is still at work, so maybe I have to do this again later tonight. I think most of my audience be on here late at night, so I'll try this again, and we'll just call this a practice run. Or we'll get on here again late tonight, and I'll try to give away some free tickets. But I want to introduce you guys to my characters back here while I'm at it. Okay, while I'm on here, because I do have to get off soon. I gotta make sure I watch this time, y'all. Y'all, it's crunch time. Listen, it is the week of the show. It is crunch time. I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna introduce y'all to some of my characters. Okay, let me see who I got in the. So in this shot, I got everybody, but I'm gonna still have to move them up probably one at a time, because all the cameras can't see them. I don't like that all these cameras got different shots, but here we go. Y'all, this is Red. Her name is Red Dawn, okay? She's kind of a badass, okay, just in case y'all did not notice that. All right, so she has been through some things. I'm trying to get her to stand up. Okay, so this is the funny thing about, now that I have these people here, and if y'all watch my stories, y'all know the miracle behind these people that I have here with me, because Don't mind if I rest my arm right there. Okay, so because these are like a miracle in themselves for real. I envisioned all of these ladies standing at the show in Birmingham. And I shared that vision with my team. And I didn't share it in a way that was like when you talk about manifesting, normally I'm like, I would really like to see this happen. I'm going to really try to make that happen. Like, listen, when you say, this is what I see and this is going to happen, and then you start to actually do it, and you're not like trying and you're not like gonna possibly maybe like I literally said, y'all, this is what I see. This is what God just showed me. And I was so sure of it. And it took less than 3 days, y'all, to manifest these women. Hey, Willie, to manifest these women. Like, and now I'm looking at they're real. They're even better than I was expecting. And y'all, it was just such a miracle because honestly, y'all are looking at these posters right now. Y'all probably just like, oh, they're just posters. But like, to me, these are whole miracles that shouldn't even be. Like, this is impossible stuff right here. When I saw the vision of, first of all, the from head to toe freestanding ladies, y'all can't see her feet right now, but from head to toe, okay, full body, full length standing ladies. The first of all, the pictures that I have of these characters were just done on my phone, and they were literally from the waist up, and some of them like from here up. Like, they weren't even full body pictures. So how you gonna envision full body standing pictures of people that you don't even have the full pictures of? And I wasn't going to like, so this is a movie with live performance going on in it, just so you guys know. So those of you who are asking, is it a play? Is it a movie? It's actually a movie, but there are live experiences that take place throughout the movie in the room. So you just have to be there to see and understand it. But all of the characters here that you guys see are pre-recorded. It's a film. Okay, so I was not about to, thank you. I was not about to dress up as all of these to do whole new photo shoots and then go find all the wigs and the clothes and do all the things that I did back in 2020 during the pandemic, and then have to do a full body photo shoot of them. But I knew that they were going to be full body pictures in my vision, okay? But I'm like, but how? And then I'm thinking, it's the 21st century. We got AI and all that stuff. There has to be a way to make those and create them. And y'all, I sent it to like three or four different people and told them what I was envisioning and asked them, can you make this happen? And I cannot tell you, every single time they were like, oh no, that's going to take too much time. You're going to have to do this. You're going to have to do that. I'm like, first of all, I do Photoshop. I know how I could do it myself if I wanted to, but I don't have the time for that. And so I'm asking you, can you make this vision that I'm seeing happen for me? Because the only way it's going to happen is if I outsource it out. I'm getting ready for a whole show that takes a year to plan, and I'm doing it in a week. So no, there's no way that I could do this right now, but somebody can, right? And I know if I can do it, somebody else can do it. But everybody was telling me no, and what can't be done, and what, like, one thing about me, I don't like to hear that. If you're gonna say no, just say no respectfully, keep it moving. I ain't gonna talk to you no more because you're a negative person. But my point is that everything can be done. Like, there is nothing that I see or envision that I don't believe is possible for me to do one way or another. Even if it takes time, even if I have to wait for something to be invented before it becomes possible, it is going to be possible at some point in time. That's the way I look at it, okay? So don't tell me what can't be done. If you can't do it, then just say you can't do that. That's you. But I'm going to keep it moving to the next person and find out who can. So by the time I got to about the fourth person, which I don't know why I ain't thinking him first, shout out to Fabian Latrone. Y'all, listen, every time somebody needs some editing done, even though I can do it, I will not, because I ain't got time for that. I will send you over to Fabian, who is awesome. He will do your flyers. He will hook you up, do all the things. But listen, he created, like, for this one, he literally just took my head. You got something on your nose there. He literally just took my head and put it on a whole nother body that had the same clothes on. And he, like, within 5 minutes of me sending him the vision to say, this is what I want to happen, he sent it to me. And he's like, is this what you mean? I'm like, yes. That is exactly what I mean. How? Like, but that was the first cue. That was on the first day, like, that I had the vision. By that night, he had sent me the first example, and I was like, you're the one. You're the one who's got to do this. And by the next day, we had all of the ladies that you see here in full body pictures, the pictures of them. And now we had to figure out how to get them printed. mind you, if you've been on this live for a little bit, you heard me say earlier, we ain't got nobody's budget, okay? So anything that has to be done is coming up out of my pocket or donations from some of you guys who are amazing, who are sending donations. I appreciate that because every little bit counts because listen, this is costing some money, okay? But it is an investment and it is obedience and it is dedication and it is a faith walk. So I be going to places like, do y'all accept faith here? Because that's how I'm trying to pay for this. Okay. So some places do. And so you'd be surprised. Hey, Nisa. Oh my gosh, I've been missing you this whole time. I know you're at work, girl, but oh my gosh, I'm like, where is my Nisa? I need her to type my number and stuff. I need her. Oh my gosh. Y'all shout out to Nisa. She's the best assistant anybody can ever ask for. She has an amazing company called Miracle Moments. Y'all got to check her out and hear her testimony because her testimony is on fire. Okay, I'm done now. Look, I ain't even said it yet. She just got on here talking about text 770-626-5075 to become a text subscriber. I love you, Nice. I'm so glad you're here. So I am gonna wrap up here soon, but we're gonna try to come on later after our meeting tonight. Don't forget, if you're on my team and we got a meeting tonight. Okay, I forgot to text y'all. I ain't texted y'all yet, but meeting tonight. Okay, 7 p.m. Eastern time. All right. So yes, as I was saying, back to these posters. So again, I got somebody to do it after 3 people told me no. Remember, guys, let this be a lesson to you. When you look at these posters, remember, people are going to tell you no. You're going to get a whole bunch of no's because even by the time we finally got somebody to say yes to designing them and we got them designed from head to toe as I envisioned them, then we had to find somebody to print them. And I'm telling my team, you call these two, you call these two, you call these two. We just split it up. We're calling all the people in the area of Birmingham because we were in Birmingham at the time to do that show. And we're calling all the people and I'm telling them, y'all probably going to get a lot of no's. But trust me, out of all these people that we call, somebody's going to say yes. And I just knew it. And I don't even remember. Nisa, did we ever even find out who was the one that had Speed Pro? I got to give them a bonus or something on our volunteer work that we do, but they're gonna get a special shout out or something. Okay. So yeah, we gotta hook them up. Like add an extra car to their list of the people that I'm gonna buy cars for as soon as I'm rich and famous. Okay. That we put them on that list twice. They get 2 cars because whoever contacted Speed Pro in Birmingham, Alabama, like, listen, these people said, yes, we'll do it. Yes, we will sponsor. Yes, we will. Oh, it was you? Okay. Was it you? Oh my gosh. Listen, you already getting 2 cars anyway. Girl, I'm gonna have to get you 2 cars and a house. Listen, that's my girl right there. Speed Pro was like, what do you need? And listen, they were working on stuff for the Super Bowl, mind you. Like, they dropped what they were doing for the Super Bowl and said, what do y'all need? And they didn't know us from the man on the moon. But at the end of the day, they were like, what do y'all need? And so that was just, the whole experience was beautiful. We went into the Speed Pro. When I came around the corner and I saw all these ladies here, if y'all were watching my live at that time, like, I couldn't even, like, I was so emotionally all over the place that I couldn't even cry, but I felt tears like swelling up, but I was like in shock at the same time. But then I was actually too happy to cry. It was a lot going on. Okay, cool. So yeah, that was nice as referral. Nice to be on it, I'm trying to tell you. So yeah, it was like a lot going on, but you could see my face when I came around that corner and I saw them stand there. I'm like, oh my gosh, like there is nothing like seeing your vision come into reality. And it's something that you literally pictured in your head. And then you got frustrated trying to explain to somebody else what's going on in your head. And you're like, no, I know, I see it like this is how it looks. And I'm sitting here trying to tell you, and it ain't working right because I know you can't see it how I'm seeing it. But once it's there, and you can say, see, y'all, this is how I seen it. This is how I seen it right here. And actually, I didn't even expect them to be cut out like this. I thought they were going to be like big whiteboards with all the light around them. So they even cut them out. So they were even better than I saw them. So when I see these posters, this is the scripture that comes to my mind. God will do exceedingly and abundantly all that you can even ask or think. Okay, somebody, that's what you're looking at right here when you see these ladies. So listen, this is very important. This is a very important part of the show. And so from Wednesday, having the vision, to Friday, when they printed them, less than 3 days it took. And here they are. And I'm like, I'm still in shock. I will forever testify about these posters right here. So, and I will guard them with my life. And y'all better not mess with my friends, because if y'all mess with my friends, y'all messing with me. Okay. And it was nice as B-Day week. Yes. So that was already like whole good luck charm going on over there. That was all kinds of blessings raining down that week. Yes. She said it was her B-Day week. So yes, that's the story behind these posters here, if you did not know. And so I see a miracle every time I look at them. And honestly, for it to be a one-woman show, and then this is another aspect of it, for me to separate these different identities from myself. And like I literally be talking to these posters like they're real people. I be forgetting sometimes. Like y'all see me, then I'm like, let me move you right up here. Okay, you sit right there, and I'm learning their names and stuff because I ain't remember all their names. Like many times that I've done this show, I could never remember all of their names until they became these different people that I can see in front of me. And now I'm able to remember their names because they're separate from me. That's just listen, if you ever been through anything, you understand what I'm saying from my heart right now. Okay. We are blessed. Yes, this is one of our miracle moments right here. So let me introduce y'all to some of the miracle moments here. Okay, guys. So this is Red Dawn. Okay. Red Dawn has been through some things, and I'm just going to be very vague here to tell you guys a little bit because I want you to come to the show to hear her whole story, okay? I want you guys to come to one of these shows. But Red talks about human trafficking. She has been through human trafficking. That's why she was so mad and mean, mad at the world. She ready to fight somebody. She a little on edge. Don't mind her. She done been through some things. So you got to excuse her. Look, she don't even like to be touched. I don't know why I keep touching her shoulder. She don't even like to be touched. That's her. This is what's going on with her right now. Okay, so stay back up off of. Okay, that's Red. Okay, so Red Dawn. She's gonna talk about human trafficking. Listen, her testimony is going to surprise you because you would be surprised. Human trafficking is one of those things that's going on in this world right now that we don't talk about enough because it doesn't affect enough of us. But trust and believe, if you live in a neighborhood at all, there's probably somebody in your neighborhood that is somehow connected to human trafficking in some shape, form, or fashion. I'm just saying that it happens right in your neighborhood. It'd be your normal looking neighbors, okay, that be out here trafficking folks. So that being said, I'm just gonna move Red over there. All right, you stay right there, boo. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pull the next one up here. Actually, I should have went in a different order. Let me see, where Jessie at? Let's get Jessie up here. You stay right there. Okay, we're gonna get Jessie up here. This is Jessie Mortiche. Yeah, I ain't say I had their last names memorized. This is Jessie Mortiche, y'all. Y'all, her testimony, again, being very vague because I want y'all to come to the show and hear more about it, but she needs a hug, first of all. Hey, Jessie. So Jessie is going through some depression right now, hence why she's a little dark. You know, she's got a lot of black going on there, a lot of darkness up inside of this heart region right here, but she's dealing with some depression. Okay, she is feeling suicidal, and that is a thing. That is a real thing. So you would be surprised how many people are experiencing this. And so that is why I say when you show up with a smile on your face because you don't know what somebody is going through and how they are feeling. And the statistic is, see if I can remember it right, I think it's every 30 seconds someone in this world loses their battle with suicide. And I call it a battle because it is a real thing. It is not always, a lot of the times it's because of something that happened to them, something that they still need to heal from. A lot of the times it is something that they are dealing with in real life right now, but then other times it can be something on the inside. It can be a chemical imbalance. It can be a mental health thing that they can't even control and they don't even know why they're feeling this way. It's not for any particular reason, but it's something on the inside that needs even further assistance. So whatever the reason is, regardless of the story behind it or what that person's testimony is, at the end of the day, suicide is real. It is taking place way too much. And I personally believe that it is something that can be prevented. So that is what Jessie here talks about in the show. So I'm going to sit Jessie over here to the side, but just know, Jessie, you are loved and appreciated and don't go nowhere. Okay. So I'm going to introduce y'all to a few more of these characters here. What's your idea? But what you said, you got an idea too? Give me your idea. You know, you're on the team, so you can give me all your ideas. Hey, y'all. Thank y'all for the love. I appreciate y'all. Let me see. Let me turn this thing down. So not up, down. I got one of them little ticky-tacky things. And they're really doing what they want to do. So I still haven't used it enough to get a final review on it to tell y'all exactly what I think yet. But We'll see how it's going. We testing it out. I like to test stuff out so I can give y'all a real review and tell y'all how I really feel about it. Y'all know I'm gonna always be honest. I don't care who paying me what. If you don't want the truth, don't talk to me. Okay. Woo, it's getting church hot up in here. All this hair and these lights and stuff. All right. So I'm gonna introduce y'all to a couple more. Hey Kevin, what's up? Hey Portia. So once again, if you're tuning in, tell me where you're tuning in from, what city, what show are you coming to? We are in Raleigh, North Carolina right now. We've got Atlanta, Georgia, Washington, D.C., Houston, Texas, Nashville, Tennessee, Boston, Massachusetts, and Bowling Green, Kentucky still coming up on our list of where we are taking 9 lives. So let me know if you are tuning in from one of those cities or nearby and plan on coming out to see the show. I think I'm going to introduce y'all to one more character. And then if you want to meet more, you can tune back in tonight. We have our production meeting tonight. Let's see, 7, 8, 9. I would say maybe around 9:30 or 10 p.m. I will go live again and introduce y'all to some more of the characters. And I think that's when most of my audience is on anyway. So I'll go ahead and go live from here once again later on this evening, about 9:30 or 10 p.m. And y'all can meet more of the characters. But let's see who I got. I'm going to just go and stay in order here because that way I can remember where I left off earlier. But let me just bring up this sexilator right here. I guess I'll go ahead and introduce y'all introduce y'all to her. Because some people apparently seem to feel like this is their favorite character. Shout out to Joyce, one of our team members who just loves this girl right here. And she wants to take her glasses every time she see her. All right, so this is Brandy De Niro. Okay, just understand that their last names mean something too, because she be making that money, honey. Okay, but Brandy represents a lot of things, even more than just the industry that she is in, but she really represents the person that you sometimes have to become. Let me fix this TikTok. See, that's what I told y'all. They be trying to make me do puzzles and stuff. Hold on. They're making me do puzzles on TikTok. Ain't nobody trying to do a puzzle right now. I'm just trying to go live. That's all I'm trying to do right now. Okay, there we go. They're making me do puzzles and carrying on. All right. So TikTok be acting up. All right. So yes, she represents, the person that we sometimes have to become in order to survive out here in the world. You know, she has experienced homelessness. She has been down to rock bottom, and she just took a stand and said, you know what, I'm gonna do what I got to do, no matter what that looks like, no matter what it takes, and I'm gonna take care of me and mine. So she got a whole attitude about her. I personally am not her biggest fan, although I do love her dress, and them shoes is cute. Because them was Photoshop on there. If y'all heard the story I told you earlier, this is not my shoes. Multitasking, I know, always, right? So yeah, but she do what she gotta do. You know, I ain't even mad at her with her Gucci purse. I ain't even mad. So, but you know, sometimes you do in this world, in order to survive some of your traumas or to overcome or to heal, you do have to take on this persona. And for the record, I do not have schizophrenia or any other thing that would pertain to me having multiple personality disorder, anything like that. Because some people make the mistake of thinking that's what this show is about. But more than anything, it is about the different personas that we take on in life. And that's how the characters break down. Not to mention the amount of traumatic experiences that I've had. I often would relate it and say that I've died that many times, because it's like every time I went through a certain experience, it felt as though I had died. So I put that life behind me, and like a cat who they say has 9 lives, I don't even know where that exactly comes from for real, then I just continue to live on as whichever personality that I need to be for that moment of survival. So hopefully that makes a little more sense to you guys who may be thinking that this is about personality disorder. It is not. So hopefully that explains that a little bit. But yes, you do have to, and especially us mamas know we have a lot of different personalities that we have to tap into sometimes in order to survive. We got to be mom, we got to be worker, we got to be wife, we got to be all of the things at different moments in time, depending on what is necessary and needed for our survival at that moment. Because one thing about us humans, we gonna survive, okay? So that is who she is. She is a survivor, y'all. She do what she got to do, okay? So I ain't mad at you, boo, but you gonna step right over here and stop stealing all my shine. She always stealing all the shine. She like to still to shine. I'm telling y'all that now. So I have a few more characters I'm going to introduce you guys to this evening. Hey. But I'm going to wrap it up here for now because I do got places to be and people to see. Okay. I got to get on the move, guys. So before I leave out of here for now, and I'll see you guys back here later this evening. Hopefully y'all are settled in bed and not at work multitasking and doing all the things. Then y'all can tune in and participate with me, and I'll give away a couple of tickets on my live later. So make sure you text me at 770-626-5075. Once again, the number to text is 770-626-5075. Make sure that you guys text that phone number. Make sure that you follow the prompts. Once you get the autoresponder, it's going to tell you to add yourself to my contacts. And it's not going to come through on my end until you do that. So make sure that you do that, because some of y'all be texting me like, why she don't respond to me? Yeah. But I'm not even getting it if you're not following the instructions that are given by the app that handles all that stuff for me. So, thank you for the heart button. Oh my gosh, I feel so special. So make sure that you guys are doing that. Okay. When you text that phone number, make sure you add yourself to my contact list so that I will see it on my end and my team will see it and somebody will respond to you as soon as possible. But most importantly, you will be in the loop to get all the updates and information from now on when it pertains to the show or anything going on, or anytime I want to drop some inspiration and tell y'all I almost flipped my car last night. Anytime I want to do that. So basically, you'll just be able to stay in the loop with me. And of course, I'll be giving away free tickets to people who have subscribed via text. So I probably won't go live on YouTube later. This will probably be my last YouTube live, but all these other platforms that I'm on right now will be going live with you guys later on. So make sure you text and subscribe. And don't forget, you can also go and subscribe via email at vitell.net. That's VITELLE.net, vitell.net. Thank you guys again for tuning in, and I will see y'all later this evening. Thank you so much, Nysa. Thanks, Clara, for being on. Thank y'all. All right, guys. Let me see if I can log these all out. See y'all later. How do you end this one? I don't even remember how to end this one. Well, I'm just pushing buttons now. Oh, that's where that one comes from. Okay. There we go. All right. Bye, you guys. On YouTube that I'm never on here, but if you are watching, just make sure to subscribe and follow me. I'm gonna be on here more. I got y'all, I promise. We're gonna get it together. Bye.